I just had a birthday. I am now 26 years old. And do you know what else is 26? The alphabet. There are 26 letters in the English alphabet. And growing up, I remember in the last few weeks of school, we would do this ABC countdown thing where like each letter would represent something. So like A was for apple or something, and you'd bring an apple to school. Or like C is for cookie. So because I am now 26, I am going to be doing an ABC bucket list for all the things I want to do while I am 26 years old. Genius. And now I'm going to share with you the bucket list because I'm going to try and make videos out of all of these things. A is for art exhibits. I want to visit more art exhibits. Maybe I'll visit 26 art exhibits because I am 26 years old. Did I mention I'm 26? I'm no longer covered by my parents' health insurance. Yeah, art is cool, art is inspiring, and I like art. B is for books. I need to read more books because I know how to read. And if I don't keep reading, then I'm going to become illiterate. So I'm gonna read some more books. I don't know how many, maybe 26. C is for camping or cooking. Like I could do both. Okay. I haven't gone camping in a while, and I'm not really a great cook. So maybe I can do a little, I could learn how to do some cooking, and then what I learn cooking, I can take those skills with me while I go camping. That could be cool. D is for drawings. Now I'm probably not gonna do 26 drawings because I can guarantee by drawing number 3, I won't wanna draw anymore. But it's a skill that I'd like to improve, and I just need some new wall art. E is for EDM, dude, obviously. Like it's part of my life. I'm just gonna keep raving and keep going to shows because that's just a huge part of my life.
F is for friends.
F is for friends. I am going to make friends when I am 26 years old. I'd also like to try and do a project where I kind of showcase my friends, and yeah, that's about where I'm at with that idea. G is for good hotel. I think it'd be fun to do a video where I just go to a nice hotel and kind of just like explore the place and exploit all the amenities, and that's about it. I've gotten to travel for work a couple of times and stayed at some nice hotels, but I've never actually gotten to pick which hotel I get to stay at, so I want to choose where I stay at least once. H is for haircut. Not really, but I do need a haircut. H is for hobbies. I have a few hobbies that I've started and kind of been on and off with, but I'd like to improve on them and then hopefully share some of those things that I've been working on because they're cool. At least in my opinion, they're cool. I is for island adventure. I have not been to an island since I left an island, which means I should go to an island. That's about where we're at with that idea. J is for jump off a bridge, which means I want to go bungee jumping. It's as simple as that. K is for connects. And if you don't know what connects are, they're basically the alternate universe Lego, but a lot of the times they would have these builds where they're mostly like roller coasters or theme park rides, and I really enjoyed making those, and so I would like to figure out some sort of project to do with connects. While we're on the topic, L is for Legos.
I'm Batman, I'm awesome.
I would also like to figure out some project to do with Legos because who doesn't love Legos? And if you don't like Legos, then I think you're just sad. M is for motorcycle. Yes, I am going to buy a motorcycle in the spring. And my mom is not very happy. In fact, she probably would get really mad at me if I showed her the bike that I want to buy. And it looks pretty sporty and pretty cool. And then also I'm gonna have to pay for the insurance, but I'm gonna wear a helmet, I swear, because I live in Utah, and in Utah, all anyone ever does is drive with mystery. Like, I don't think anyone has ever used their turn signal once. But I would like to buy a motorcycle. N is for new portfolio pieces. Yes, I have to improve my portfolio because eventually I'm gonna wanna get a new job. And I also just like to practice my craft. And I also just like to, I don't know, step out of my comfort zone, grow as a creator, and really just like work on my skills because I love learning. So hopefully I make some cool things and get to share that with you, and then you might be like, how the hell did he do that? And I'll be like, well, let me show you. I'm gonna teach you right now. O is for Oregon, and I have never been to Oregon, and one of my best friends lives in Oregon, and he's getting married this summer. So after I see him at the wedding, I'm gonna be like, hey, can I come over to your house in Oregon? Because I wanna look at some trees and maybe the coast. And he'll be like, yeah, sure. And then that's the end of the conversation. P is for photo trips. I would like to work on my photography a bit more And so I'm planning on just going to maybe some local spots, some just cool areas around me, but also maybe out of the state. This is purely for the sake of taking photos. Because who doesn't like a good photo? Like, look at some of these photos that I took at Bryce Canyon. Q is for quit my job. Now, the likelihood of this actually happening is probably 0%, but let's say theoretically, I make a lot of money on the internet. Or what if I go to Las Vegas and just bet everything on black 6 times in a row, and all of a sudden I have quadrupled my income and I can now live off the interest. That's about where we're at with that idea. R is for run a marathon. Now this one, honestly, I'm not too excited about, but I feel like you have to do a marathon at least once. And I keep like thinking about it and I'm like, I should do a marathon, but then I don't want to train for it. But then I also like to be healthy and I like doing hard things. And so I feel like this is one of those things I should do sooner rather than later. And also, if I don't do it because I keep thinking about it so much, I'm just gonna regret it if I don't do it. I think in October is when I'm planning on running a marathon, and we'll see if that actually happens, and hopefully it does, because I don't know, I ran 4 miles today. I'm only 22 miles short, plus a marathon's 26.2 miles, so like 26? I'm 26. By the way, I'm 26. S is for Six Flags trip. It's been forever since I've gone to a Six Flags, and that was kind of a key part when I started making videos because I just really enjoyed going to Six Flags and messing around with the camera there. It was fun. Plus theme parks are just fun. So I'd like to go to a Six Flags park at least once while I'm 26. T is for teach something. What would I teach? I have no idea, but I do like learning and I also don't mind teaching. Am I a great teacher? Probably not. But if I feel like I can teach something and it would be beneficial for people to know, then maybe I'll make a course and then I could sell that course. And then if I sell enough of that course, I can quit my job. And then if I quit my job, I can go to Oregon. U is for underwear. I need to buy underwear. Actually, I did that today. Check this out. Look at these green Pumas. Yeah, that's I couldn't think of anything else for U other than like underground tunnel. V is visit a new country. Now, originally when I started to make this bucket list, this would have been my first country I ever visited. But then for work, they sent me to Rwanda. Rwanda. So I've officially left the country, but we're still gonna keep this one because I want to do it again. W is for water park trip. Now this would be similar to the Six Flags trip, except I just go to a water park instead. And I don't know, it's just, I like theme parks, I like water parks, I like nature parks, I like national parks. So let's go to a water park over the summer. X is for X Games. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna be competing because I don't have the skills. I've always wanted to attend the X Games, and during the winter, they're only about like 2 hours from my parents' house. But this year, over the summer, they're coming to Salt Lake City, and I live an hour away from Salt Lake City. Actually, I live half an hour away from Salt Lake City because I forgot I don't live where I used to live anymore. So now it's even closer and I'm gonna go see it. Skateboarding, BMX. Really, I just wanna see the big air event because it's just huge and massive and I don't like, that's about it. I mean, I'm already speechless thinking about it. Y is for yo-yo tricks. Now I actually used to, when I was growing up, I went through like a 6-month yo-yo phase, but I still think they're cool. And honestly, I don't know where any of my yo-yos went. I just need an excuse to buy a nice yo-yo so that it could be like my little party trick because yo-yos are where it's at, yo. Z is for zoo. I don't think I've been to a zoo in like forever. I don't even think I've been to the one here in Utah. So I think I'm gonna go check it out and I will let you know how it is, just in case you also want to go to the zoo in Utah. And that is my ABC bucket list for turning 26 years old. We are going to see how many of those I actually do, because some of them require time. Sometimes I just don't have time. Sometimes I get lazy. Sometimes I'm exhausted. Sometimes I'm just feeling like an old man now that I'm 26, because I'm 26. Did I mention I'm 26? But the goal is to get a few videos out of this bucket list. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to see some of those videos come to life, and see you later.